Hey guys, my name is Ron White. I'm a two-time USA memory champion. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to memorize spelling. I'm doing this in part for me. I have been teaching memory seminars for 30 years. I am basically almost a 50-year-old man. So the words that you would think that I'm going to teach you how to memorize, how to spell, are things that maybe a 7 or 8-year-old would be struggling with. The things that I struggle with. I use Google to tell me how to spell something. I'll go to Google and I'll type it in, and then Google will say, "Did you mean?" And I'll be like, "Yes, that's what I meant. Thank you." I have a big time spelling the word restaurant. I just now figured out how to spell it, and I could never spell it right. So I figured out, I'll tell myself I'm resting in Austin, Texas, because it starts with A-U, and I'm resting, and then I rant. Rest, A-U, rant. And that's how I memorize restaurant. I finally got it. At the age of 48 years old, I know how to spell restaurant. In this video, whether you're 7 or 8 years old or 48 years old, I'm going to give you some ideas on how to memorize your spelling. There are really two primary ways that I'm going to suggest you memorize your spelling. One is through acronyms. And so let's deal with that one first. Maybe you've heard of acronyms before. Everybody's heard of "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally," or maybe you have, to memorize the math parentheses, exponents, and the order of operations. That is called an acronym. Well, guess what? We can also use acronyms for spelling. Let's take the word rhythm. Rhythm. Is that word difficult for you to spell? It's difficult for me to spell. You know how I learned how to spell it? I created an acronym. Here's the acronym. Takes each letter, and I create a story or an acronym. Here's the story. Rhythm helps your two hips move. Let's say it again. Rhythm helps your two hips move. Rhythm helps your two hips move. If you say that, you would be able to write out R-H-Y-T-H-M. Rhythm. Rhythm helps your two hips move. Let's take another one. Let's take another acronym, the word because. Some people have trouble with that word. Here is an acronym. Remember this. Big elephants can't always use small exits. Big elephants can't always use small exits. That's the word because. Necessary. Necessary. This is a difficult word to spell, to learn. Here is the acronym that you can remember for this one. Not every cat eats sardines. Some are really yummy. Say that again. Not every cat eats sardines. Some are really yummy. That is Necessary. Not every cat eats sardines. Some are really yummy. If you want to look in the description of this video, I'm going to have all these words listed out down there. How about could, would, should? We can have one thing that's going to help us remember this. Could, would, should. Remember the phrase, "Oh, you lucky duck." Oh, you lucky duck. That will help you remember O-U-L-D. O-U-L-D. Oh, you lucky duck. Could is a C, would is a W, should is S-H. Remember "Oh, you lucky duck," and you will always be able to remember O-U-L-D. Could, would, should. I have one last acronym for the word laugh. How do you spell the word laugh? Remember this. Laugh and you get happy. L-A-U-G-H. Laugh and you get happy. Acronyms are really cool ways to memorize words, but they don't always work. You can't always create a story. So here are some other tricks to memorize spelling words. Let's take the word island. Remember this. An island is land surrounded by water. An island is land surrounded by water. Separate. Separate. This one was confusing for me until I always remembered there was a rat in the middle of separate. Separate. There is a rat in the middle of separate. February. February. I can never spell February unless I look at a calendar. So I tell myself this. We always go brr, B-R, in the middle of February. Because if I can remember there's a BR in the middle of February, I can always figure out the rest of it. But that BR is always the trick. We always go brr in the middle of February. Word together. To get her. That's the word together. Remember this. To get her to be together. To get her to be together. To get her to be together. And one final one. Word misspell. I can never remember the word misspell. I always put one S instead of two. Well, remember this. There's a woman. Her name is Miss Pell. And Miss Pell never misspells. Misspell, misspell. The word believe. Here's one for this one. Never believe a lie. L-I-E is in the middle of the word believe. A lie is in the middle of believe. When you see the word believe, remember this. Never believe a lie. Now here's one. How do you remember the difference between desert and dessert? Well, dessert has two S's. Desert has one. Remember this. The sweet dessert has two sugars. That will help you remember dessert has two S's. The sweet dessert has two sugars. That's how you'll remember the difference between desert and dessert. Because two sugars, there's two S's in dessert. Guys, here's the thing. Don't beat yourself up over spelling. The best way that you can do is create acronyms or create funny little stories. You gotta create little tricks like this for yourself. And that's the best way to memorize or learn spelling words. If you can create an acronym, create an acronym. If you can't, create a story. Down in the link below, I will list out all of the words that I just gave you in this video, but I'll also give you a link to my memory course. I have a memory course called Black Belt Memory. It is the most awesome, incredible memory course out there, and I am biased, but I believe that. Click the link below and check that out. If you learned some spelling words today, please give me a like and a thumbs up, and I also hope you subscribe to this video, and I will see you on the next lesson.